is trying to get them to trying to reinforce that. And so some of the, but these are all just, so I mean, some of this stuff is for level 1, but when you're dealing with preschoolers, you just kind of, like, is this something we should do in the warm-up? Should I take time? Like, how do I implement these exercises when I'm teaching a gymnastics class?
Do it sometimes during the warm-ups, do it at the end for conditioning sometimes. One of the things I'll do for, like, because it's hard to do conditioning with preschoolers because it just dissolves into chaos really quickly. Figure out how to make the conditioning a game. One, you got to do it with them. Or one thing I'll do for sit-ups is I'll move the low beam over against the blue mat. I'll have them all sit with their feet under the low beam and grab the beam. And then we do it all together. I don't say, okay, 10 sit-ups. That's ridiculous. You say, okay, everybody lay down, and you lay down with them. Okay, everybody sit up and grab the beam. Okay, everybody, and 2 or 3 of them won't do it. So what? What you do is you say, okay, and you just keep going. And if some of them are not following along, that's okay. Keep going, and those that are doing it will follow through, and then you congratulate the ones that did it. You say, John, great job. You did all 10 of them that time, right? And then the other ones who are sitting around during it over the weeks will start to want to do that so that they can get congratulated as well. And that way you never have to call them on not doing it. You reward the ones that are. And that key shift really helps. Catch the kids doing good stuff as often as you can. That's super important because, again, in general, kids want praise and they want to do well. And if they see someone else getting praised for doing something, they're going, oh, let me show you I can do that too, right? And so we want to do that, especially the little ones.
In my preschool classes, I've been doing, occasionally our normal split up is like warm up, circuit. I sometimes do warm up, skill work, circuit as kind of the breakdown. And so I'll set up something really specific, like the day that we talked, or a couple weeks after we talked about forward rolls in this meeting, I spent a lot of time with my preschool classes after warm-ups setting up like 3 wedge mats in a row on my Sunday classes and just doing roll, backwards roll, and doing that over and over again. Instead of, because I find a lot of times in the circuits, it's like I can get them to do a lot of the core strength stuff. They only do it for a minute or for a second. I'll say 5 alligators of holding pike hold, and they go 1, and then they walk away, and I'm like, what? So I need to like get them. I walk them all over there and I say, sit down, let's do this one thing over and over again.
Any of the stations that can be looked at as boring or static, that's going to be a station you're going to have to be at to get them to actually do it, because then your presence is what's going to make it fun. And so all the other stuff, if you have any stations that are not directly monitored, you got to make sure that that's interesting enough that they're going to do it, and still understand half the time they're not. And again, that's okay, as long as they're muddling around, trying something, and
that's something that I'm working on.
Yeah, he has trouble letting
keep
go.
All the kids doing what they're supposed to be doing. I'm yelling names. And the parents are like, I don't know how you do it. I'm like, just do it. But at the same time, letting them kind of learn it on their own, I think I'm beginning to realize it's probably a more valuable thing.
Yeah, and you'll get, in tons of times, especially new parents that are new to us, they'll be there and they'll like come out and try to help their kid do the right thing. And, I'm like, go away. You need to not be on the mats. And they're like, oh, but she's not doing the right thing. I know. And that's okay. She's going to play around here. Over time, she's going to figure out what the right things are. Again, Nicholas offered most of us is coaching Nicholas because he's here all the time. The attention span of a gnat, but now he gets what's going on. He knows. I often use him to demonstrate stuff.
He's been way better for me too.
Yeah. And that's that whole thing. He's a great example of just allowing some room for him to not do the right things, but seeing the program, and over time, he's going to pick up and get what's going on.